Hello, Rajveer. How are you?
I'm good.
All
So
right,
how are you?
good. I'm good too. First of all, congratulations on the book and also on the.
Thank you, ma'am.
Would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, ma'am. So I'm Rajveer Mehta and I study in the school Heritage Experiential. And I have written this book which name is The Amazing Adventure. And I'm like almost 12 years old and my birthday is on February 18th. Yeah,
That's
ma'am, that's it.
very, very, very great. All right. So the book that you have written, The Amazing Adventures, what is this book all about?
So what happens is I like sports a lot, but I have never written about the sport or read about the sport. So I tried something new, and this is about like American football or rugby. So in this book, the main character is Ethan,
All right.
and there are two teams facing each other. One is the Cedar Grove Eagles, and one is the Maplewood Tigers. But the thing is, the main character, which is Ethan, he does a lot of mistakes because he's under a lot of pressure by his friends and family.
All right. Okay. So, is this the first book that you have ever written?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So, did you think of becoming an author before you were introduced to the BriBooks platform, or you just got an idea about writing a book when you were introduced to it?
So, ma'am, I just got an idea because the thing is, I want to be a footballer as I'm a very good football fanatic and I am a good football player. So, I thought of becoming a footballer. But when I saw this, then I thought I'll just try this for
Right.
like a little some fun.
Oh, that's great. That's great. So, because you said that, you love sports and you're also a huge football fanatic. So, you must have, a lot of knowledge about how the game works, the rules and the playing strategies and everything else. So, before you started writing this book, did you do some kind of research or you just, thought of a story in your head, build up the framework and start writing the book?
Yeah, so like I said that I had never known about this sport, American football. So I had to do a little research about the rules and the positions, like the center quarterback and all of that.
Right. Yes. Yes. Okay, so because it's all about sports, and the title says The Amazing Adventure. So it can be about, it's kind of a mysterious title. It can be about, somebody going to a hike or, some kids finding out an alien invasion in a school, probably, or something of that. So, how did you think of this title?
So the boy in the book, who is Ethan, he goes through an adventure of playing the sport, and he gets to know all about it. And he's a really good player, as I mentioned in the book. And then, as you said, it's also a mysterious title, and this book also has a lot of suspicion, as if you read the last 2 3 pages.
Oh, all right. And how many pages does your book have?
So it has about like if you include the pictures, it has about 28, but only the writing has about 14 pages.
Right, that's great. So, now that you've, understood the entire process of book writing, because it's not just about writing an amazing story, it also also have to kind of, figure out ways to market it and to reach out to the masses. So, how did you come up with, did you come up with some special strategies or some techniques that you could use to, market and reach out to people?
So what I did was, firstly, I told my parents to read the book, and they really liked it. And then they just told their friends that this is a good book, you should try reading it. And everybody liked it so much that they kept on telling it to everybody else. And then they thought of buying it too because they also liked the book a lot. This is how many people started to buy my book.
That's great. And when you got the first printed copy of your book in your hand, how was that experience for you?
It was a really good experience because this is the first book I have ever written. And my mother and father also really wanted me to write a book, and they have been saying this for a really long time. So now they were also really happy for this.
Yes. Uh, so did you when you started writing your book, and because that this is the first book that you've written, and with no prior knowledge as such of about American football sports, So, did you face some challenges in the beginning of the book writing thing? And if yes, how did you overcome all of those challenges? And what difference did you feel when you began writing the book and when you published it?
Yeah, so I had faces some little challenges. So what happened was, I this is the new sport I learned, so it was hard to combine this into a story, all the knowledge of American football into a story, and this was a really hard process. So what I had done was take help from my parents, which they are really ahead of me in studies. So they helped me a little in this, which helped me overcome
And
this.
did they also proofread your book or help you in correcting some of the mistakes that you might have made? Did you
No,
get
so
your
what happened was,
anybody else?
yeah, so BriBooks helped me a lot because it had corrected all the spelling mistakes and all of that.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes. Okay.
that's all. That's yeah.
And do you read books? I mean, not sports book, but other books do you read?
Yeah, so I really like humor,
All right.
and my favorite author is David Williams. So I have a lot of books, and I have read almost everyone.
Oh, all right. Okay, okay. So maybe, because this is your first book and now you understand that book writing is not that difficult as we, think or make it to be. Uh,
Yeah.
if you were to try another genre of book writing, what would that be?
So this book is a little mysterious book.
Right.
So I would, as looking at David Williams' books, I would like to try his technique of writing the books, which would be humor, or I would like to write about fantasy, which would help me express all of my feelings in one book.
That is great. Uh, okay, and because you have become a published author and you have a story to tell as well, and you understand the entire journey of book writing and becoming a published author. So, if there was just one advice that you could share with aspiring authors or people who want to become authors, what one advice would that be?
So, ma'am, if anybody is thinking that it's a little too hard to write a book, they shouldn't be thinking that, because writing a book helps you express your thoughts and feelings all into one page.
That's great. Okay, so also before you started writing this book, did you jot down some points and build the framework and the plot of the story before, or was it like, going with the flow?
So what I did was I made a Google Doc about all the information about American football, and then I read some like plots and all of that for some stories for this book, and then I combined them to write this book. So that's all.
And did the book writing, in any way helped you improve your comprehension skills or your vocabulary, or was it just a fun project too?
So it was a fun project, but it helped me improve my vocabulary a lot, because in school I'm doing good in English, but after uh, publishing this book, my teacher, I mean, the grades in of my English tests has really improved, because after reading, I was able to use good vocabulary in the answers.
Right, that's very, very great. All right. Okay, so if I were to ask just, one part of the book that is your favorite, what part will that be?
So one part is when Ethan and he faces a lot of pressure, but when his coach tells him that playing is about having fun and not always just winning, but it's about supporting your teammates and all of that. So that was a really good part I liked about my book.
All right. Is there anything else that you want to share either about your book or your journey as an author?
No, ma'am, that's all.
All right. It was fun talking to you. Once again, congratulations on your book, and I hope that I get to read many more books. And I would wait for your book on humor. Uh, and I will also go back and read this book. I'd started reading it, and I thought that it was interesting, and then I'll go back and read it more. Thank you for connecting with us. Have a great day. Bye bye.
Thank you, ma'am. Bye.